Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Oracle card reading for the Astro Oracle for this week. And we're going to go through every sign. I'm going to pick one card, riff off that card. You are going to end up with 3 cards. Why? Because you're going to take your sun sign first, your ascendant second, and your moon as your 3rd card. So you're going to get another 3 cards this week that are going to interface with yesterday's full energy reading for the week. Here we go. Okay, let's talk about Aries. What has Aries got? Okay, so Aries is to the sea. Now you can see that. I've turned the card so that you guys can see that over there. Now, this is a nice card given that there's been kind of an energy forecast that we're going to have a bit of a hard time this week. But for you, Aries, you are all about flow. You are all about, I can be resilient. Actually, I know that's true. My husband is the most resilient man I have ever met. So I know, and all my Aries friends always find it easy to cope with stuff that I find it harder as a Cancer. So for Aries, this is a good week for you to just kind of go with whatever's in front of you. You're going to have an amazing week if you do that week. Okay, so next is going to be Taurus. Taurus, pay attention to messages from Spirit. Message in a bottle is your message for this week. Really know, and also this is phone calls, communication. Pick up the phone. You see there's an actual little phone inside the bottle. So you want to pick up the phone. Remember, that was part of the energy forecast this week, is not to be isolated. So you want to call, get on the phone and call somebody, and also recognize when Spirit is speaking to you directly. You're going to have an amazing week this week. Now we're looking at Gemini. So here's Gemini. Gemini is all about chop wood. Okay, so for you, Gemini, this is about really doing what needs to be done on a daily basis this week. Again, we want to remember that this is not the most movement forward oriented week, given the energy forecast said we need to stay put and reach out to the people that we feel best with and recognize that we can't figure things out right now. So for you, it's like kind of really just do things and everything gets done. Okay, so that is for Gemini. Now let's look at Cancer. Cancer, oopsie, so I'm going to go this way. So Cancer, you are not ready to move forward fast. You might want to. Poised is in the protection position. So it says, even though you think you're ready, you're not really ready. So this is again about, remember, you guys have to watch the energy forecast for the week to really understand how your cards are going to interface. So for Cancers, remember, slow down. You might think you want to get something off the ground, but this isn't the week to do it. So you're going to get all kinds of better information about how to get things off the ground for you. Now let's look at Leo. So Leo is a beautiful week to reach out to somebody else to make amends, or to even within yourself, like don't expect perfection for yourself either. This is the mending card, but it's a beautiful card to reach out and just tell somebody that you love them. Maybe you've been disconnected from somebody. This would be a great time to write them a letter, or, pick up the phone and call them or something, or even just let go of resentment that, you might have been nursing and it hasn't done you any good whatsoever. So this is a nice week for you to do that. Now let's take a look at Virgo. So Virgo is not for you. I love not for you. I know people sometimes get all spooked out when they get this card. And for me, it's like, ooh, it helps me just know, okay, this is just like, where's my discernment? Whatever it is that I think I'm supposed to know, have, or do, says no way. And we already know that the energy for this week says for us to slow down and build our resilience and stay in a small little bubble with each other, that when we feel good. And this is saying too, it's like, okay, guess what? You might have been making some plans, not for you. But you'll know what that means, because I can't tell you until you decide, oh, I know what this is talking about. I had a plan to do this, but this is saying postpone it. So it's not no, never, it's maybe not yet. That's always what's also part of this card and what its genius. Okay, now let's take a look at Libra. So let's see, Libra. Libra is time for you to be a little radical. And it's like not to follow the rules. I love this card when it talks to the Libra personality, which tends to want to be, find harmony and alignment, etc., sometimes at your own expense. And so this is like, try something different since you are stuck at home, possibly, and you are kind of not being able to move forward. This is change your routine. This is also about like, don't get stuck in a rut. This is also about that. So I think you'll have a fun time doing different things that you normally wouldn't be doing this week. Now let's take a look at Scorpio. Scorpio is all about using your imagination. This is a beautiful week for you to determine what your imagination is suggesting to you, and how could you use it to help yourself and others. It's a great time for writing too. This is a wonderful time to say, okay, so here I am. I'm going to be imaginative and find new ways of expressing myself. And also a reminder not to catastrophize, but because it's in the upright position, it says, hey, yeah, this is a great time to use your creativity and imagination to keep yourself occupied in a positive way. Now, Sagittarius, building blocks. So Sagittarius, you have a really, really great week to put solid foundations down. I kind of look at this also as a decluttering tool. Whenever I see building blocks, I say, okay, so are the foundations clean, or is there muck that I need to clean up somewhere? And this is a great card that reminds the Sagittarius personality to get super grounded and discard what you don't want or need. Now let's take a look at Capricorn. And Capricorn is Yang. So it's funny because the Yang is in protection for the week, but Capricorn is the one here on the deck that can do something. So this is also about allowing yourself to be fully immersed in whatever it is that you already have going on. So don't be the armchair astronaut. Keep doing what you're doing. This is also your vitality. This week you actually have some vitality, and focus on that, and that's going to give you a really good experience this week. And now we have Aquarius, and Aquarius is co-create. So Aquarius, again, I like for Aquarius and Scorpio, you have similar kind of a creativity this week, where you are using that for the highest good. And for you, Aquarius, it's about partnerships. So remember, we started the entire energy forecast for the week with Loyal Heart, and there was prompts in the week's reading that say, hey, don't get isolated, reach out to others. And this is about being co-creative. It's also about reminding yourself that you're not the one that has to solve everything, that spirit is your partner. Co-creation is about partnership with spirit. So now let's talk about Pisces. Last but not least, we have here and now, and here and now is in the protection position. So Pisces, you just might be a little bit, on the kind of like, I need to know what's happening. And it says, nope, you cannot. So don't get caught in that ghost land of the past or the future. Stay in the present moment. And it is a warning for you not to think too far ahead, and to really just allow yourself to sink into the harmony of the week that is possible for all of us if we remember the Loyal Heart and the Orphan card, which is to say, hey, reach out, do things a little differently this week, and don't worry about pushing anything forward too quickly. It's a slowing down week. And this says, same for you, Pisces. Just stay put and don't worry too much about the future or the past, because the 24 hours is all you have right now. All right, not so bad. And I'll see you next time. Okay, so if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. That you're going to do is go click on the little link below, and a bell will come, and you click on the bell and you're going to get a notification when my videos are up, okay? And leave a comment. We love reading your comments, and we love you here at YouTube. And we'll see you next time. Take care.